All right, you know what it is, guys. We've done every single other fight, pick, fight, and pre-fight analysis on the card, and there's only one left. There is only one left, and it is, who is the baddest man? Who's the baddest man in town? Stipe Miocic versus Daniel DC Cormier, UFC 226, my pre-fight analysis and my fight pick. All right. This fight is a tough one. I like both of these fighters. I'm going to talk about the heavyweight division for a second. Heavyweight division is usually full of a bunch of sort of large, the big guys, big fat strong guys, heavy hands. All of them know how to knock you out. None of these fights last long because unless you're a cardio cane. None of these fights ever last long. I'm worried for my boy DC. I know that he has fought in heavyweight before. We have all seen him be undefeated in heavyweight. But Stipe, like I said, Max Holloway was a thoroughbred. Stipe is definitely a thoroughbred. He's a thoroughbred. He's one of those guys that they've got it all and they make the shit look easy. They make it look terribly easy, and they're also humble, kind of quiet, kind of low key. Just a thoroughbred. He was like, I'm supposed to be like this. There's no need to get excited. This is me. I've always been me. So Stipe has a wrestling pedigree. Not as, obviously not as decorated as DC's, but Stipe has a pretty decent wrestling pedigree. Definitely does. I remember I watched him in a whole fight. I was so annoyed watching this fight. I can't remember where. Well, it must have been in Australia. It was Mark Hunt. When he fought Mark Hunt, he literally just was on top of him, punching him, baby punch, baby punch, baby punch. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, what are you going to finish him? But the thing that was shocking about it is that, Mark Hunt is a strong guy. He kept Mark Hunt down on the ground the whole fight. The whole thing looked easy when he fought Mark Hunt. So, we've seen his wrestling. We've seen his striking. We've seen him come in and attack you with strikes. He went in there with Francis Ngannou and starched that guy for a solid 5 rounds. And he also mixed in the wrestling there as well. But he did get the job done. He did get the job done on the feet. And he took some of those punches, which lets us know that he does have a chin, because those Francis Ngannou punches, they level you. They leveled Arlovsky. They leveled, who's this guy who he almost took this guy's head off? Overeem. I mean, I know Overeem doesn't have a chin, but still, for the highlight reel, that just was great work. So we know that Stipe has a chin. Nice, young, youthful chin. And we also know that Stipe Miocic, moving backwards, for a big boy, he knows how to counter strike. He knows how to counter strike moving backwards. He knocked out Fabricio. Moving backwards with some sort of, it wasn't even a haymaker. It was the type of punch that you'll see somebody throw that type of punch and just, maybe startle the person, maybe stop them in their tracks, not lay them out on their face. That was shocking to me. That was really, really shocking to me. So we've seen Stipe do these things, do the absolute unthinkable. And now he has to fight a light heavyweight. I know the guy has fought at heavyweight before. I know. But he's been fighting at light heavyweight for the past, 10 fights? His choice. Nobody made him go up. His choice. I think that this should be, for Stipe, it should be short work. He should finish DC in short order. And I'm saying that because I really do want to give Stipe the respect. Another American hero. The guy is a champion of the UFC and he's still a firefighter. He still goes out and fights fires. I just don't get that part. I'm just like, that's insane. That's something you're born with. That's why I call the guy a thoroughbred. Thoroughbred Stipe, thoroughbred Max Holloway, and thoroughbred Derek Lewis. So Stipe Miocic, I'm going to give him his respect. But now you're just going to hear all of my bias. I want to see DC get it. I want to see DC stick it right to the end. Right to the end. I just want to see him stick the landing right here. I want to see him go out there and body Stipe Miocic. The only thing that DC has over Stipe, just to be honest, the only thing that he has over him is leg kicks and the wrestling. He does have the strength to pick up Stipe Miocic's big ass and put him on his side. And once he gets you on your side, DC knows how to be heavy, especially when he's already heavy. So if he's already heavy, he knows how to be heavy. Heavier. So DC, I don't have a laundry list of things to say about DC. I can't call him a thoroughbred. He's not a thoroughbred. He's a young man from Louisiana, from the country streets of Louisiana, who has been going against all odds, nonstop, staying who he is. DC lost a father. He lost a daughter. He's just lost so much. You want to see the guy get a win because he stayed on the straight and narrow. He could have been John Jones with it. And John Jones fooled us all. John Jones could have came out the door and told us he was Mike Perry. But instead he decided to act like he was Mother Teresa until we've opened up his ass and now we get to see he ain't shit. DC is that guy. He's the one that's going to carry the torch against all odds. And I really want to see him do it. We've seen Stipe get greatness. We've seen him get that greatness. DC has all of it, though. DC is out there in his own way. He's not a firefighter. He hasn't saved, but he's in his own way doing things and mentoring young men. You see him mentoring young men on that show, Tough. You see him now mentoring the very young men. His job is a coach for a high school wrestling team. Now, that doesn't pay much. He's doing that because he wants to do it. He needs to do it for who he is. I appreciate that. This is a tough battle right here for DC. I'll definitely tell you, this guy, he's uphill. It's uphill. It's an uphill battle for him. When I said Goliath versus Goliath with Max Holloway and Ortega, this is actually David versus Goliath. And we can call it Daniel versus Goliath because Stipe is just a thoroughbred. He's a workhorse, he's a thoroughbred, and he's got all of it. Every box, he ticks off every single box. DC only ticks off a few boxes. Cardio, strength, wrestling, and leg kicks. And that's how I think he's going to beat Stipe. He needs to use footwork, keep away from him, clip his leg off. Clip his leg until he can't stand on it anymore. And then when you get in those championship rounds, you can finally start to take him down with ease so that you don't burn your own self out. Take him down with ease. Take him down with ease and pound him out. Pound the guy out. Pound the guy out. And then take his back. Finish him. I don't know why heavyweights don't finish each other like that anymore. Those big ass necks that they have. The guys have necks that are like the size of tree trunks. Take your arm around his neck and choke him out. But that's just me. Like I said, I'm respectful of Stipe Miocic. He really is a thoroughbred, but I'm biased towards Daniel Cormier. And that is my fight pick. I do pick Daniel Cormier to beat Stipe Miocic by decision. I'm going to say by decision. It's going to be tough for him to kind of... I just think it's going to be by decision. I think the takedowns are going to win the fight for DC. And I wish the best for the guy. Good luck to Daniel Cormier, going for greatness. I have to appreciate it. I really love his fighting spirit and everything that he's given to UFC. And the same to Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic goes out there and gives you a fight. He gives you a fight. He gives you a finish. And I really appreciate that. Both the guys. Good luck to you both. DC, I'm rooting on you over here. Comment section. Let me know who you guys are rooting on. Let me know if you're biased. Let me know if you're not biased. Let me know if, it's just skill-based. Leave me a comment. Who's going to win this one? Stipe versus DC.